Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a great day. I'm having a pretty good one myself. Nice sunny day here today. It's kind of cold, but it's sunny, so that's good. No snow yet. Just doing some work here at the studio. I've got a class to teach a little bit later. Taught one this morning. I love my job. So, I don't know how many of you watching this are entrepreneurs or thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, but I just wanted to share some of my experiences and thoughts on it, especially if you're thinking about it and you're really not sure if you should make the move or not. So, becoming an entrepreneur, definitely a scary thing to do. It's a big step, but sometimes it's a step you need to take to truly be happy. So, you might have a really awesome idea for a business and you kind of hate your current job and you just want out of that job. But are you wanting out of that job for the right reasons? Are you just bored where you're at? Would getting a different job actually cure the problem? Hi, Robin. Or is it time to make the move and go out on your own and do your own thing? So that can be a really tough decision to make because you're going to be taking on quite a bit of risk, possibly quite a bit of financial debt, depending on what business you're getting into. But if it's your dream, it is worth it because if you work on it and you work towards it every day, you will get there. It's just knowing that what you're trying to work towards is something that really resonates with you. You're really passionate about it. Hey, Monica, how's it going? So, you really got to think it over. Don't just be like, oh, I hate my job, and then quit your job and then try to start your own business. Because if you just quit your job on a whim and you didn't have a really good idea of what you wanted to do for your business, you're going to be in trouble pretty fast. Don't overthink it though. A lot of times when I was getting ready to start my business, I would read and hear that it's really important to have, really detailed business plan. You want to have everything on paper and have your roadmap sort of thing. And I didn't. And I know a lot of entrepreneurs who didn't. They didn't have it all detailed out. They didn't have a really detailed business plan. They had an idea, they had a vision, they had the passion, and they went for it. So, people will give you advice on what you need to do, and listen to the advice, see if it works for you, see if it's something that you think makes sense. And if it doesn't, if it feels like it's something that's forced, maybe you shouldn't be doing that part of it. Everybody's journey is going to be a little bit different. Just make sure you realize what you are getting into, especially if you're going to try to open like a brick and mortar type business where you're actually leasing space and getting, equipment or supplies or whatever. It's a lot of money. If you're serious about it, you want to make it work, you'll make it work, but make sure that you are super serious about it. So, some signs that might be telling you right now that yes, you are an entrepreneur and you're ready to take that step. One is that you just can't stop thinking about your business. You're obsessed with it. You're thinking about what you want to do and the product you want to produce or the service you want to provide, and it's just always on your mind. You're at work, you're thinking about it. And if that's the case, you're not really doing your current boss any good by being at work thinking about other things. So that might be a really clear sign that it's time to start making those steps and making your dream a reality. Start doing things that will bring you closer to that goal and see if it still feels, as passionate as it did. Make sure that you're still feeling totally obsessed with it. So if that's the case, if it's in your head, you can't get it out, and you're so passionate about it, then that's a really good sign that it's time to make that step. Hey, Anne. Hi, Teresa. So another thing that would be a good sign is if you think about how much time and effort you're going to have to spend on your business. So if the idea of spending hours and hours and hours working on your business and giving up all of your free time and having to, give up your weekends doesn't even faze you, then that's a good sign as well. Also, keep in mind that you might start to lose some friends because you're spending all of your time on your business, and if your friends don't understand that, they might lose patience and they might move on. That's unfortunately a part of it sometimes. It can also cause a lot of stress on your relationship. So if you're in a relationship Make sure your partner realizes what you're trying to do and you guys are really open about everything and you talk about it a lot, because there's going to be times where your spouse is feeling like you're completely ignoring them and they're going to think that your business is more important to you than they are. So you need to be really open with your communication there. If thinking about that makes you think, no, it's not worth it, then don't do it. But if you think about those things, about all the time that you're going to spend, possibility of losing friendships, possibility of straining your relationship, if you're still like, oh, I still want to do this, good sign that you should be doing this. And the other one, this one you really have to think long and hard about. You're okay with being broke for a little while, because chances are you're going to be broke for some of this. Whether you're spending a ton of money on startup costs, so like a brick and mortar type business like my studio, that was a lot of money to put out to get it started. Or maybe it's a business that doesn't require a lot of financial output. Maybe you're deciding that you want to be a network marketer and work online, and all you need is your computer and your fabulous idea and your ability to connect with people. But either way, whether you're paying a lot to get it started or not, you're not going to make money right away. It's not going to happen. Maybe in rare cases, but typically it doesn't happen. What you need to do when you start your business is you need to spread the word, let people know what you're doing, and then you need to connect with people and you need to get to know them and let them get to know you. People will only buy things off of people they know, like, and trust. So you have to establish these relationships, and that takes time. You have to start the relationship, you have to nurture that relationship. So it's going to take some time before you actually start seeing money come in. If you're passionate about what you're doing, though, that's okay. You're going to be okay with that. Typically, they say on average, it takes a business 3 to 5 years before it actually sees a profit. So if you're finding that, you're getting frustrated with being broke and it's just not worth it, you're probably going to quit before you actually see success. Whereas if you are truly committed to your dream, you're going to stay the course and you will see success. It'll happen. But it's going to take some time. You have to be patient and consistent and just work on it every single day. So you better really, really love it. I'm lucky. I absolutely adore what I get to do for a living. And when I think back to when I started, when I was still working at the lab, one of the things that I remember really clearly is when I was at the lab, I was always daydreaming about being in the gym and being physically active and that kind of thing. And that's when it went off in my head, like, hey, I think I need to become a personal trainer and start my own business. That was a very, very small start of it. And then from there, it progressed to wanting a studio. That became a huge obsession. And I made it happen. It didn't happen fast, it didn't happen easy, and it didn't happen cheap either. But it was totally worth everything, because now here I am with my business and I could not be happier. So these are just some things to think about if you are considering starting your own business. And it's not for everyone. Not everyone wants to start their own business. It's definitely a lot of hard work, and there's going to be a lot of times where you're really questioning everything you're doing. But like I said, if it's your dream, if it's your passion, you just have to keep remembering what you're working towards and keep going, keep going, keep going, because you will actually get there. I promise you, as long as you're working on it. So, and I mean, just think about, how great would it be to be living your life on your terms, providing a product or a service that you feel so passionate about. Like, how rewarding is that? It's the best feeling, especially when you're helping people with your product or your service. It's amazing. But yeah, lots of things to think about. It's not something you want to just jump into on a whim. Give it tons and tons of thought. If you think you're pretty much there, but you're still a little not sure, I would suggest starting some sort of online business, whether it's through a network marketing company or creating a product that you're selling online. Just something that's kind of small, doesn't require a lot of money to get started, just to kind of see what that feels like to actually be your own boss and have to be disciplined enough to get up and do the things you need to do every single day. So that would be kind of a good place to start. Hi, Kathy. I hope this kind of helped you out. If you're needing any more help, I'm happy to chat with you anytime. You know, I've lived this experience. It's been lots of ups, lots of downs, lots of scary times, and I would love to share that with anyone who's thinking about, you know, doing it themselves and they want to know some ins and outs. I'm happy to share anything about my journey, and I would be thrilled to be able to help you out. So if you ever want to chat, just send me a message. I'm going to get going now and get set up for the next workout and get some more work done. And I will be back on tomorrow. So have an awesome evening. Talk to you soon.